Hi there, my name's Lisa, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how you leave your MLM company. But just before we dive in, I'd just like to say thank you for coming back and watching this video if you've been here before. And if this is your first time here, then welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you're about to learn. Now, I know when you're in an MLM company, sometimes you do get to a point where you think, this is just not working for me and I really need to get out. And you're probably pretty afraid to do that, aren't you? I know I've watched many videos of people who have left MLM companies, and they said that they've stayed in it for another 2 months, another 4 months, another year, because they've been terrified to leave. But at the end of the day, people leave MLM companies every day of the week, and getting in contact with the company is not really the problem, is it? All you do is send them an email, and they give you the instructions of how to get out of it, and that's the simple part. Now for the difficult part. How are you going to tell everybody else? How are you going to tell your upline, your downline? How are you going to tell your friends and your family? That's the bit you're really worried about, isn't it? You probably feel very scared or even terrified about letting your friends down and your family down. Your family are pretty much going to be the most understanding of everyone. If your friends are real friends and you put your hands up and say, look, I'm really sorry I didn't look into this company as well as I should have done, and I've learned some things about it that I should have learned in the first place, then they're pretty much going to understand that, because they're probably in the same situation as you. They don't understand it either, and they just went on your word that it was a good company, and you went on the person that recruited you's word that it's a good company. It's all built on trust. You haven't let your friends and family down by not finding out. You were recruited in such a way that all of this information was hidden from you, and you were told that it's been around for years, that the products were awesome, and it was very easy to make money with it. You could stay at home and be with your children, all the promises. And they're designed at the end of the day so you don't look any further. And to be honest, 99% of people don't. So you're not the only one. You're never going to be the only one. What should you do? Obviously, your family, it's going to be better to talk to them face to face, or, if you feel so upset about what you've got to do, then maybe just give them a ring or leave them a voice note. That's going to be the best way for them, really, is to know that you're there to answer any questions. And, if you lose a few friends, probably not going to be the end of the world, because when you joined that MLM company, I'm sure you probably lost a lot of friends then as well. And those are the ones that are probably going to gravitate back to you. If someone's a real friend, they're going to accept your apology and the fact that you feel bad. Now, when it comes to your downline, what I would suggest there is, how did you recruit them? Did you do it on social media, maybe through Facebook or on Instagram? If you did it through social media, then maybe the best way to tell those people that you're leaving would be to make a little video. You can just make a reel, for a couple of minutes, saying that you're leaving the company, that you're sorry that you're letting them down, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to feel, that you're letting them down. But the best thing you can do is just tell the truth, say that you made a mistake, and say that you've looked at the compensation plan and maybe it's something that they should do. And you'll be very pleasantly surprised, I think, because I've spoken to so many people that have left their MLM companies, and they pretty much, most of them have said to me, wow, when I spoke to my downline, they were all telling me, oh my God, we're feeling the same way as you, and we are so, so, so grateful that you have opened our eyes further. you know, they're not blaming you that you've recruited them, because all you've done is put a post on social media that they've reacted to, and they've asked you questions and you've answered those questions truthfully. So you've got nothing to be afraid of when it comes to that, and you will be pleasantly surprised at how many people say that they feel the same way as you. If you're not too happy about being on a video, then, you know, again, maybe send them a voice note. On social media, there are ways of doing it where you can voice note a lot of people at the same time. If they're on your email list, then obviously you can do an email blast. But just remember to say, just because I'm leaving doesn't mean that I don't want to be your friend anymore. And, you know, just explain that you're still going to be around for them. And all they've got to do is just contact you either on email or social media. If they've got your WhatsApp number, that you're still going to be available for them. Now for the really hard part. The hard part is always going to be your upline, especially if you're, say, mid-level in the company. That's going to be hard. If you're rock bottom, you know, they're just going to tell you that you didn't work hard enough, and you just need to tell yourself, well, that's absolute BS, because I've worked my arse off for however long you've been in the company, and you know that you've put 50, 60, 70 hours a week into this business, and, you know, if the best they can say to you is, well, because you didn't work hard enough, you know, you can sort of flip them as bird and say, well, I don't give a shit what you say, because I know I did work hard enough, so whatever. If you're mid-level in the company and you've recruited a lot of people, then there's going to be no way that they can tell you that you didn't work hard enough, but they're going to use different tactics on you in that respect. I mean, how many people have you seen that have left and you're still there, and then you see that person being slagged off in messages on social media, or, you know, they're being ripped apart on a Zoom call? You know that it happens to everybody. And those people that are purported to support you and are your friends, well, you've seen from when other people leave that that's a load of rubbish, basically. They're not supporting you. They're not supporting you at the end of the day. They're not your friends. You are just a way to make them money. You already know that, don't you? Because they're your upline, and you know that all the work that you do and everyone underneath you does makes you get paid, but it also makes them get paid. So they're very rarely are they going to be happy that you're saying that you're leaving. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid enough to think that everyone's the same, because, you know, in my 50 odd years of being on this earth, I know that not everyone's the same. So you will get the odd one who's like, yeah, I get it, I understand that you're not motivated anymore, this is not working for you, it's not something you want to do anymore. And they'll just let you go and be happy for you and still be your friends. And there are going to be people in your downline that's going to be the case too. They're still going to be your friend, they're still going to talk to you. You know, so it's not all doom and gloom. But how do you deal with the upline who calls you out? The social media is deletable. You don't have to sit there and take the crap that they are dishing out to you. You can delete your social media profile and start again. I mean, when you joined this business, did you make that social media especially for that business? Well, if you did, what loss is it to get rid of it? And people that do support you when you start up a new social media that isn't anything to do with MLM businesses, those that are still your friends, you just send them a notification to say that you set up a new social media, and if they're your friends, then they're going to join you, aren't they? They're going to follow you. You know, so at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But one thing I do need to say is that whatever you do, don't just stay in this MLM because you feel guilty, because who are you hurting? You're hurting yourself, especially if you're not making any money. And why? Why do you want to please other people? The most important person that you should please is your family and yourself. It is not the people in this MLM company. I'm going to share some income disclosures with you because I want you to see the reality of what it is that you are actually leaving, and I think you should share these income disclosures with the people in your downline, and I want you to make sure that you open their eyes to what it is they are actually in if they don't already know, because 99% of those people are actually going to thank you for bringing it to their attention. They're not going to be annoyed at you, so don't just because you're too afraid to leave. Now I'm just going to share some figures with you. There are obviously different MLM companies, regardless of which one you're in, there is only either 0.02% or 0.01% of people at the top. So you may see that the person at the top is earning £265,000 a year. But how many people did they have to recruit to get to that figure? In some cases, it's over 1,100 people. In other MLMs, you may see people at the top that are earning nearly $1 million a year, but that person had to recruit 7,000 people to get there. Now, I want you to look at this income disclosure from Mary Kay, and I don't want you to take notice of the figures that that person's earned. What I want you to pay more attention to is how long it took to get there. So as you can see, it took 15 years to get to that point. Can you really see yourself in this MLM for the next 15 years just to get a car? Don't stay in it because you feel guilty. If you want to leave, just leave. There are many different ways that you can do it, but the easiest ways are what I've just gone through with you. So don't feel guilty, just feel elated that you've got out, and there are many other ways to earn money than being in a scammy MLM company. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.